universal income thing.
Oh, Canada.
And
Does anyone actually know the rest of the Canadian theme tune?
No, not at all.
Ever? Do you think the guys from South Park do?
no.
Probably not. What's that about Canada, anyway?
Yeah, there's a little town or city in Canada where they tested out the old universal income thing.
Soldier?
That would have been amazing. No, they basically gave everyone a livable wage for not doing anything. And then they found that most people who had a job stayed in their job as well.
Right.
Mental health, they did it for like 2-3 years. Mental health went down, crime went down, drug addiction and drug abuse went down.
Isn't it kind of how communism works? To a degree. Like you work, but you don't necessarily get a fair wage, but you get stuff that you need to live.
Sort of, yeah. With this, it's more, everyone got, say, I don't know, this is probably a lot more than they got, but say everyone in this country got 11 grand. And then on top of that 11 grand, you can go and work if you want.
So welcome to the Politics Cast, where we talk about political stances that we don't necessarily understand.
Yeah, yeah.
If you'd like to tell us about communism, please do write in. SNEWSthecrew@gmail.com. Oh, that's right. Our podcast is a TV pop culture and news show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not politics, unfortunately.
Oh, damn. Oh, well, we'll better get on with it then. Play that funky... No, I did that last week. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to... What's this one called? Oh, the Snooze Button.
Snooze Button, yeah.
The Snooze Button show, where we bring you sort of half an hour, 40 minutes of pop culture news with Mr. Adam Gattrell.
Hello.
And me, Mr. Chris Quinton.
Well, hello.
It's a duo cast.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was almost a harmony there. That was good.
Throat singing.
Where's that from?
Mongolia.
Did you get that from Big Bang Theory?
No.
You did, didn't you? You're a fan. You're a secret fan.
No, I watched a thing about two comedians. I'll talk about that in the other show.
Oh, okay. Spoiler alert. So we do have another podcast, a review cast called Review with the Crew, which we'll be recording tonight as well. Not that makes any difference to you at home because you can only listen to it later in the week.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's out there.
Just imagine we recorded it as you're listening to it. Just for fun. Just this once.
If you go find our Facebook page, you can find links to all of our previous shows and stuff. And yeah, other stuff that we do outside the podcast as well. Please go and have a look. Have a listen. Do it, man. And if you want to write into us, in all seriousness, please do.
Questions.
All tweets, emails, Facebook messages.
Ideas for tasks we should make Ross do.
All greatly received.
To make him unhappy.
Gratefully received. God, I need more sleep.
Gravely?
Gravely, yes.
Gravely received.
No, not gravely. But yeah. Please do get in touch.
Awesome.
Right.
What's the news?
Do you have some news?
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Start with the box office, shall we?
Yeah, go for it.
Because we always do, apparently.
You always do. You do the numbers. I unfortunately didn't listen to last week's show because I've been so busy, so I can't honestly say I know exactly what you talked about. So
fair enough. Well,
I may end up repeating
We did the top 6 last week, but we're not going to do that this week.
Okay.
Yeah, so because the news just quite handily had loads of stuff that was relative to the top 6 movies last week, so it was all interweaved through the show. It's very clever. Anyway, number 1 at the box... No, I'm not going to do that again. Number 1 at the box office was A Quiet Place this weekend.
Yeah.
It's back there again. So
I don't think it's going anywhere. I think that film's... I still haven't seen it, but it sounds like it's really breaking down people's perceptions of filmmaking.
I don't know if it's like a complete masterpiece. Ross seemed to enjoy it.
I don't think it's a masterpiece, but I think the way it's been made is going to change the way people make horror from now, because it's kind of dragging all those modern crap horror gore films back to the idea of atmosphere and terror.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's a positive...
Atmosphere is definitely a selling point of this movie, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
But yes... So that took, some money this weekend.
Some.
It's now got a worldwide total of £207,158,711.
£711?
Oh, sorry.
Pounds.
Dollars. Sorry.
Oh,
yes.
dollars.
And
very, very precise.
Thank you. And that's on a production budget of $17 million.
That's genius, isn't it?
That's crazy. The horror. It's always the way. Real cheap to make. Always makes
They did
loads of money.
advertise this one well as well, though. So
yeah, that's true. Actually, they had a Super Bowl advert, didn't they?
Yeah, so they've probably got about 50. You probably got to say about 50 million in advertisement,
maybe more. I mean, if it's anything like Rampage, that cost about 120 for their advertising. So yeah, there you go. Speaking of Rampage, number 2 at no, we're not doing that. Rampage is at number 2.
Is it
worldwide? That has now taken 283 million on a 120 million budget.
I've heard very good things about it.
I like the look of it.
I've heard that it's not just the goofy, silly fun that it is. It's actually well put together, and the plot and writing is actually very good.
It's a rock movie, so you've got to expect some cheese.
Yeah, but it's not so cheesy that you go, it's just another
It's not unwatchable
film.
cheese like Baywatch, for instance.
Exactly, yeah.
Which deserved a raspberry. But yeah, I would be tempted to go and see it if it weren't for Avengers this weekend. This is the only weekend when I can really go to the cinema handily when Avengers comes out.
I'm going to be going.
And then you're all screwed, aren't you? Especially you, Ready Player One, down in your 6th position.
6th? Yeah. That's not a surprise.
In actual fact, it did pass 500 million this week. So it's 21 million past the, in the green, in the black, sorry.
So basically they haven't lost money.
They've not lost money.
But they've not made a huge amount.
No. Not what it should be for such an iconic story.
I don't agree with you. Lots of icons.
Well, thing is, it's a very, very popular story, and it does define like a generation. We've got a whole generation of people that love looking back and having a nostalgic perspective. Yeah. And it literally is the film that or is the story that should be for everybody right now.
Though it's one big advert, which is exactly the opposite of what the characters are fighting against in it. So it's just, it's kind of...
It's one big ad... What, you mean it's because of the character use and stuff, and because of the...
Everything in it is like the massive, here's the Minecraft land. Like everything, there's a lot of that in it though. Like it's just...
That's just product placement.
Yeah, but the product placement isn't relative to anything in it. It's just everywhere constantly, and it's, instead of it being integral, I just think a lot of people have seen it for what it is, and it's just a cash in on a good idea that wasn't done. It's used lots of icons, but it hasn't used them well.
Okay, and if you're looking at it as an iconic story, you've got to ignore the movie.
Yeah.
So when I say it defines a generation, the movie doesn't matter. The movie's an unfortunate byproduct of a brilliant story.
Yeah.
You know.
Not the best written story, but a brilliant story.
Yeah, well, it's just well timed.
Yeah.
You can't argue with that. At the end of the day, if it were written, well, I suppose if it were written at any other time, they'd have just made the pop culture references from a different decade. To be honest,
I think it's just a
like they did with the movie,
labour of love for the writer.
Yeah,
I think and that's why it works and makes sense, because he knows the subject of the pop culture references that he's using in the story. Do
you think it was a labour of love or a stroke of luck?
I think it's a labour of love from him.
I personally think it was a stroke of luck.
I think it was a stroke of luck that it came out when it did and that it resonated so much with people. But I think for him it was a labour of love of the things of the 80s that really meant something to him, and that's why he's interweaved them into the story so deeply. It's not just throwaway mentions of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
The other side of the coin is, I can see that people are getting a little bit nostalgic, and the 80s was quite cool. What if I wrote a story that was a love letter to all of those people?
Yeah, it could be that, but...
Just took a gamble.
When was the book? The book was 2000
It's not that long ago, is
2009, 2010? Right. So he was ahead of the major bubble of nostalgia we've had. So I think it was more a labour of love than I'm going to take advantage of what's come along since 2012, which is the constant nostalgia.
I personally think the Marvel Universe owes a lot to this nostalgic, frame of mind that we live in.
Maybe, yeah.
I think the whole, nerdy comic book era is all part and parcel.
Yeah. Well, they're the people that like the nostalgia more than anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, what else we got in the news?
Speaking of Marvel, who are going to absolutely crush the box office this week, and nothing else is going to matter. It's all going to pale into insignificance, and you'll all be fighting over $2 million.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
They might as well just give up and just turn cinemas into places to go to watch superhero, horror, and rom-coms, and then just everything else be put on streaming services.
James Cameron had a bit of a dig at it this week. Did you hear
Really?
about that? Yeah.
No.
He was like, the movies are quite good and all, but come on, guys, superhero movies, sort of thing. And
yeah, but then Steven Spielberg the other day said that anything that comes out on a streaming service shouldn't be allowed an award.
Wow.
And it's like, well, sorry, but you're wrong, because that's how people take their entertainment now.
Kevin Feige did the video cover art editing on James Cameron's little flip out though, and basically said, "Oh, he said he loves our movies. Oh, thank you very much," which is quite funny.
Brilliant.
He's also said, Kevin Feige, this week that Nova has got immediate potential for a movie.
Cool. Well, they've already got the Nova core. We've
Yep.
seen him in Guardians of the Galaxy.
So tell us about Nova.
Nova is Sam. Oh, I can't think of his name. Basically, he is one of the Nova. Well,
You've got loads of nerds screaming at you at the moment.
He's got the helmet of one of the Nova Corps. One of the major players. There's like cosmic. He's one of the cosmic. I'm trying to put this in a way that's going to make sense to people that have no idea what I'm talking about.
Right.
Basically, he's a human kid who ends up with a helmet that belongs to someone from the Nova Corps.
Right.
But a specific someone from the Nova Corps, and the helmet gives him cosmic abilities, so he can fly. He can shoot energy out of his hands. He can go in space.
Is he as powerful as Captain Marvel?
Yes.
What about, what's his face? Adam.
Which Adam?
The Adam that's going to be in
The one that's mentioned.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
One that's
3.
mentioned. Adam Strange.
Warlock.
Is it? Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock.
No, Adam Warlock is something probably bigger than we've seen in the Marvel Universe until we see Thanos in his full power. So that'll be interesting.
What, full power Thanos?
Full power Adam Warlock.
Okay.
Depends on in which version of him they go with as well. So
Fair enough.
yeah, there's always that problem.
Yeah, this is true. But yes, so there is, of course, the possibility that it'll get a standalone film, but may well get introduced, from what he was saying in an interview this week, in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
That would for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that would make sense to introduce him through them, because they've already had the Nova Corps. So
yeah, apparently Kevin Feige has just basically said that he was always in the early drafts for the Guardians of the Galaxy story anyway.
Cool.
So, yes. Sticking with Marvel then.
Ooh.
New Mutants.
Oh, yeah.
I know we reported that it was not coming back until next summer because it's been kind of snipped away by the studio. And they've gone, actually,
reshoots.
This is not good with test audiences. We'll just take that away and do something with it. But it's still going to be a full-fledged horror movie, apparently.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I still find that odd as an idea from what I read as comics, because it's always the funnier end of...
Characters are quite dark, though.
Yeah,
one of them's a werewolf, right?
Yeah, one of them's a werewolf. There's been some dark storylines, but they do that with a lot of the Marvel comics. Like some of the light and happy stuff does have dark stories and serious stories occasionally. I just can't imagine those particular group of characters being in a horror story, but maybe it's planned that way to look that way, but then goes a different direction by the end or something.
Don't know. Oh, I just think the studio were just trying to do something different.
Yeah.
You know, DC's doing so well with the dark side of comic books, and they're obviously quite worried about that. So, need some competition.
Yeah, because Deadpool and Logan aren't
dark
different enough to
yeah, true, actually.
the normal Marvel stuff.
I still would really love to see a black and white version of Logan. There was reports of it being released. I don't know where that went. I'll have to look into that. I'll tell you next week, folks, if you're interested.
They did a chrome and black version of
Mad
Max, didn't they? Yeah, it was
I've not seen that either.
Yeah, you can buy it on Blu-ray now. They did it at cinemas for a while, at certain cinemas, and now they are offering it as a Blu-ray.
Cool. Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes.
The sequel.
Dinner and Dance.
What?
Dinner and Dance.
Dinner and Dance?
Yeah.
What's Dinner and Dance?
Spider-Man Dinner and Dance. The first one's called Homecoming, which is a dance. And call this one Dinner and Dance, or Statutory Rape. I don't know. Whatever other thing you can connect to what happens in American schools at their proms.
2 roofies and a preteen. No, that's terrible. Spider-Man Homecoming, the sequel, is going to take Peter Parker. It's going to take Peter Parker outside of New York, apparently.
Cool.
They're going to be shooting in London.
Yeah, what's the reason for that?
Who knows?
I'm intrigued. I'm kind of hoping they're not going to overdo it with the second one and go and make the same mistake they made with most of the Spider-Man films before of let's have 100,000 bad guys in one film.
I'm
hoping with this one they're just going to go somewhere, some other direction, like do Craven. Like he goes on a school trip
Craven
to London and Craven kidnaps him and like hunts him.
You were talking earlier on when we were talking about Spider-Man, about the Spider-Verse as well, because they're going to be introducing a Spider-Man multiverse in the animated movie when it comes out. What's that, later this year, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's a possibility that, you know, he could be going to London, but not in this universe, and meeting various UK Marvel and Marvel characters like Spider-Punk, Spider-UK, Captain Spider.
And this is the first film in the 4th phase, right? So
is it the first film in the 4th phase?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and that I suppose it could work because the Russo brothers have said there's no, or in actual fact it depends. Basically, the Russo brothers have said that there is no multiverse stuff happening at all
in Avengers
4. Or up
but
to
that
Avengers
could
4.
still, Spider-Verse doesn't really involve any of the other Marvel characters, so they could still technically start that in another Spider-Man film. I think it's a bit too early with a new Spider-Man character to do that. They need to get a couple of films in before they think about properly breaking open the Marvel multiverse and bringing in things like Spider-Ham and characters like that.
That's the worst character. That's, if you don't know at home, that's Spider-Man as a pig.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Are all the animals in that Spider-Man, what do you call that, a Splinter universe?
Yeah.
Are they all animals, all the characters in that?
I'm not entirely sure. I've only ever seen Spider-Ham in other universes. I've never seen his own universe.
Right.
I've never read enough of the comics.
Fair enough.
But he works in the Spider-Verse comics. You know, he's a comic sort of comedy value, like, through his character.
Fair.
Around more serious characters going through something quite dark. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
So if you were kind of thinking out there that introduction of multiverse by Avengers 4 and therefore introduction of Fantastic Four and the X-Men and stuff, doesn't sound like it's going to be happening.
But they could bring the Fantastic Four back in if they do the whole idea of, like, they left on a spaceship in the 60s when they were originally around.
Or avoid the multiverse thing altogether
and
just have them missing in space.
Yeah, and then they basically come back for a wormhole and crash land in New York. Tony Stark gives them the Avengers Tower, changes the A to a B.
Hey, we're the Fantastic Four. We brought some X-Men with us.
Well, no, fuck the X-Men. Keep the X-Men separate. Like,
Fair enough.
I don't want them to try and do the X-Men now, because if they're going to do the X-Men, they've got to start from the beginning and explain the X-Men in a different way to make them fit in, and I don't think it'll work. So just stick with bringing the Fantastic Four in and keep the X-Men as their own universe and their own separate thing.
Fox Studios have said, because they're still going to have sort of a separate creative control over the characters even when the merger goes through, which is going to happen in July, I think, of next year.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, there's the potential for all characters to start crossing over at that point. But Fox have basically said, if it's doing well, and Disney have agreed, if it's doing well as a standalone franchise,
they'll keep
there's no reason to merge the two.
Whereas Fantastic Four's been ruined over and over. So just at the end of hopefully this weekend in the after credits scene, there'll just be a bit at the very end of the credits of a wormhole opening up above New York and something coming through, and that'll be anything. And it could be anything.
Cool.
And then that could lead to Fantastic Four being reintroduced into the universe in some form. Just have them have their own film where they meet Tony Stark and Captain America and stuff, but they're out of sorts. Because it would make sense for Captain America to meet them if he's still alive. Because obviously he was frozen in ice, and if they've been lost out in space and then come back into the modern world and they don't realise they're like, oh, well, you went missing before we went into space. Like you were kind of part of the science behind why I got interested, and and then it gives them.
It's your fault I went to space.
Someone that
Damn
they can
you.
connect with, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just being hopeful. Fantastic Four are my favourite Marvel comics. So
Right.
yeah.
Have you read any of the new ones?
Not yet. No.
When was that released? Is that or is it already? Is it not been released yet?
The first one's out yet. I think it's out soon.
Okay. Tell you what you won't have from Marvel this year, interestingly,
Go on.
is a Hall H presentation at the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, Marvel aren't doing it, and DC aren't doing it either.
Are they not doing it either?
No.
Okay.
I don't understand what that means, though.
It's usually a massive thing for them, isn't it? And they show off loads of new footage and stuff, or introduce a new movie, but I suppose they've done all that already, unless you want to tell us about what's going on in 2025, I suppose. But
and then also a lot of the computer games companies aren't having anything at San Diego kind of Comic-Con.
Why is
either.
everybody ditching San Diego Comic-Con?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think these companies are just playing too much of the... I don't know. It's just weird.
Oh, well. Speaking of DC...
Yeah.
Because I know how much
we have to.
Yeah. Well...
to be unbiased.
The next Margot Robbie Harley Quinn movie is going to be directed by Kathy Yan. It's untitled, but
Who's that? Kathy Yan. Why does that ring a bell?
She's directed a bunch of just basically non-mainstream stuff by the looks of it. Skyladder, Groomed, Dinosaur Rider. I don't know what any of these things are.
I've never heard of any of them, but maybe she'll make a better Harley Quinn film than Suicide Squad was.
But she will be the first female Asian director ever to direct a movie.
Really?
In the DC universe.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say, I'm sure there's plenty of female Asians that have been directors out there.
Maybe. Sounds like a baby with a hammer to me.
Yep. Background noise for outside the dungeon.
So word is that it's going to be a Birds of Prey movie.
So all female heroes and villains working together sort of thing.
Yeah, who's in Birds of Prey? Isn't it
No idea.
like Batgirl and all of her cronies?
Batgirl, Batwoman, Huntress.
That's the ones.
Hawkgirl. I don't know, I'm just naming female DC
Yeah.
characters.
Well, they're all in there. But I don't think Harley Quinn had anything to do with any of them. Did she?
Other than maybe crossing paths with Batgirl and that because of Batman and the Joker having beef.
So she could be the villain of the piece, maybe?
I just don't care.
My thoughts on it were, she's the third female film mug. Third female...
film mug? She's the third female film mug?
Yeah.
That was a hard sentence to say.
She's the third female filmmaker to join the DC club after Wonder Woman, of course, Patty Jenkins, and Ava DuVernay, who's going to be directing the upcoming New Gods movie. Okay. So do you think they're going to go with a female-centric DC universe as their sideline?
Maybe. And if it works, if they make better films than the tripe that Zack Snyder and what's his name, Joss Whedon put together, then why not? If they manage to actually tell some fully interesting stories about the female heroes and villains of the DC universe and have decent directors, writers and actresses, I don't care as long as it's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if that pisses all over what Zack Snyder did at the beginning, again, I'm all in because I just don't want more of that crap. Wonder Woman was great until the end bit. We need more of the first half and the first 2/3 of that film.
So we want a Frankenstein's monster of... No, we don't, because that's why Zack Snyder's films don't work.
Yeah.
Just decent films, please. Would be grand.
Yeah. Just tell the good stories that exist in the DC universe.
Speaking of Wonder Woman, though...
Yeah.
Linda Carter is wanted for a role in Wonder Woman 2.
Cool.
I think that's cool. Who do you think she'll play?
Probably some elder...
female goddess or something.
Yeah, goddess or Amazonian elder of some description that we haven't seen yet. I don't know which because I don't really know the Wonder Woman comics well enough to name them.
Fair enough. Who do you think out there? Who do you think she'll be out there?
Let us know.
Write in and let us know. Perhaps we'll put this on our Twitter and our Facebook tomorrow, see if we can't spark off a discussion.
Definitely.
So watch out for that. Go and join our Twitter, @SNEWS with the Crew, and find our Facebook page. Well, it's just Facebook SNEWS with the Crew.
Yeah.
Links below wherever possible, I suppose. What's Rocket Man? Is Rocket Man...
Song by William Shatner.
No. Not the song. Rocket Man!
I'm a rocket man.
I don't think I've heard that.
Oh, it's
anyway.
genius. It's when he took himself too seriously.
He always takes himself too seriously.
No, not his second album. He did Common People by Pulp.
Okay.
It's hilarious because you can tell that he knows that it sounds hilarious.
I'm going to go and YouTube these. Right, Taron Egerton is going to be starring as the Rocket Man.
Who?
Oh, the Eggsy from Kingsman.
Oh, right, okay.
Or Eddie the Eagle Edwards.
I wouldn't know his the actor's name at all.
He's a very good actor.
Yeah, I've never known his name. I never remember it.
Have you seen Eddie the Eagle?
No.
It's bloody amazing.
Yeah, a few people have said it's worth a watch.
It really is very, very funny.
So he's going to be playing...
The Rocket Man.
Who is the Rocket Man?
Rocket Man! You know, the movie from the 90s. The 1940s, I'm going to say.
The Rocketeer?
Ooh, maybe I've written it down wrong.
The Rocketeer, I know what you're talking about.
Hang on a sec.
Double check this information.
This is hilarious. It's an Elton John biopic.
Oh, so it is the song that William Shatner covered. Amazing. So I was right.
Oh, my God, that makes perfect sense. He looks just like him.
Does he?
Yeah, I can see that completely. Can you not see him as
Show me the picture.
Right, can you not
see
me
his picture.
Taron Egerton as a young Elton John?
I'm trying to think what young Elton John looks like. It's been a long time since he's been young.
God, I really must concentrate when I'm doing my notes. It's all this juggling nappies, you know? It's terrible.
You should juggle balls like everyone else. Nappies is a really
I got all excited. I
thing
thought
to
they were
juggle.
actually making a Rocket Man. I got
Rocketeer.
excited. I thought they were actually doing the Rocketeer.
Oh, yeah, I could see him as a young Elton John, actually, yeah.
He's got the right shaped face and everything.
He has, yeah. Similar nose.
Rocket Man! Yeah.
Cool.
So that's something to look forward to, because you like a biopic, don't you?
Yeah, if it's someone interesting, Elton John would be a good one, because he's done some fucking weird stuff in his life, and been some places, and taken some things, and
actually
sucked on some stuff. So
interestingly, he's got a very important, quite funny cameo in Kingsman 2.
Has he?
He has. He's in it quite a lot. You should go and watch that film just for his part.
Yeah, I still haven't
actually.
seen it yet.
The rest of the film is pretty pants. In actual fact, most of his stuff is pretty pants too, but it's better pants than some of the pants that is in the other pants parts of the movie.
Okay. So it's just not as good as the first?
No.
Okay.
No, nowhere near. Have I mentioned it's pants?
Pants down pants.
Yeah.
Okay. Next bit of news.
Westworld.
Yeah.
Season 2.
I haven't started yet.
No, nor have I. It was released last night.
Yeah.
Apparently we can watch it over here at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, I noticed that. I've asked my girlfriend's Sky TV machine robot person to record the first episode for me.
Yeah, fair enough. Apparently episode 1 is pretty, lackluster. But fear not.
What do you mean?
As in, it's a lot of setting up and introducing characters as new antagonists and protagonists and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And therefore, it's not the most groundbreaking episode. However, hold your horses, excuse the pun, because apparently episode 2, according to a couple of friends in the know, is like the best episode.
But then I can't
ever.
imagine, from where the first series ended, I wouldn't imagine that the first episode of the second series would be all crazy.
Well, they've got to
madness.
kind of reset things
a
little bit. So
it's got to make sense.
And introduce everyone after quite a long break, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years, so...
Yeah, it needs to be when you're making something like that.
Well, I think it's well timed, actually, with
Yeah.
Game of Thrones being off the air this season. It's HBO, same company. Personally, I think that's a plan.
I think Westworld's better, personally, as well, so
Fair.
I'm all right for that.
So, yeah, episode 2, definitely one to watch next week. And while we're here talking about Westworld, the creators, the guys that write and produce it, are going to be adapting a William Gibson story.
Cool.
The guy that wrote Neuromancer.
Yeah.
Neuromancer. We've been here before. Anyway.
Dancer.
Amazon are picking it up, even though they're spending absolutely millions and billions on J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings at the moment.
Well, then I probably won't end up watching it
it
because it's Amazon and I'm not paying for Amazon.
So, yeah, it's called The Peripheral, this one.
Oh, okay.
As in peripheral vision,
Yep,
I do believe. And, yeah, it's about a guy called Flynn Fisher, who lives in a world where technology has begun to radically alter society. It's a woman. She discovers a hidden connection to a very different reality and learns of the dark future.
Oh.
It sounds like a prequel to Neuromancer, to be fair.
Yeah.
Which is
They're
bloody amazing.
probably going to do a what's his name, Gibson, is it?
William Gibson?
Yeah, they'll probably do a Gibson verse. They're doing a
maybe
bloody everything else verse now, aren't they? So
Gibsoniverse.
there's a King verse, a Miller verse.
Yeah, true.
Disney verse, Marvel verse. It's just constant verses.
Alien and Blade Runner verse.
Yeah.
Which I learnt this week includes a movie called Soldier.
Yeah, but only in fan fiction, not in fan ideas, not actual in like.
No. Within the movie, it's got actual tech that's
What?
And it's been confirmed by the writer who wrote the screenplays for Blade Runner and The Soldier that they were intended as sequels. That's what happens when you get screenwriters writing two different.
It's what happens properties. When everything's being turned into a multiverse franchise.
And then Aliens, it's all to do with the navigation system, isn't it? So they use the same navigation system on some of the ships that they use in the spinners.
Blade Runner, yeah.
Oh, and there's a spinner in Soldier as well, as well as pulse rifles. Yeah.
Right.
So they're all connected, man.
Yeah.
Game over, man. Game over.
Just tired.
Utopia. Did you see the TV series Utopia?
Is that the comic book?
It's about somebody trying to get a comic book called Utopia.
Yeah.
That had.
But then it's got some other. I haven't finished watching it.
No, because nobody has.
I watched the first series.
Yeah, second series is also very good.
I didn't get around to finishing the second series.
And you won't start watching the third series because it was cancelled.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unfortunately. It was bloody good.
Yeah,
really good.
Everyone said it was good.
The cinematography in it specifically was bloody amazing.
Yeah.
Like, beautiful shots. Really, really well presented. But yeah, apparently Amazon have got their hands on an American version of that as well.
Oh.
Which, well, I hope is a good thing. I love that show.
The thing with Channel 4 things is they're very Channel 4 and they have their own style. That's why I like Misfits. Yeah. It's got its own thing about it, and if Americans redo it, it's the same as what happened with IT Crowd and Red Dwarf. They tried redoing them, and they just don't work because they get the essence wrong. Yeah,
but they're writing for a different audience.
Yeah, but even the audiences over there don't like it. Like it's different with The Office. They got The Office right, but like with IT Crowd and Red Dwarf, they tried doing it in America, and the essence was so off that even the American people that sort of tuned in for the pilots went, "This is crap." So it kind of lets it down, and then they don't do it. But apparently there's a new IT Crowd coming to America anyway.
Yeah, it's on the cards definitely. So apparently Utopia was one of a few projects that David Fincher had picked up for HBO. But it's hit a load of budget problems. But yeah, Amazon have come in and hopefully purchased it. They're certainly making moves too. We'll just have to see how it works out.
Well, will they carry it on, or will they...
No, it would be a complete remake.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Your favourite film, It, Chapter 2.
Which film?
Stephen King's It.
Oh, fuck off.
We've got some Chapter 2 casting.
Yeah, go on.
Now, Bill Skarsgård is going to return as Pennywise.
It'd be a bit weird if he didn't.
Yeah, true. Jessica Chastain is going to be playing Beverly Marsh.
Right.
James McAvoy is going to be playing Bill Denborough. That's Georgie's older brother.
James McAvoy?
Yep.
Okay, weird.
And Bill Hader.
Bill Hader?
Who's...
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, Trainwreck, Tropic Thunder.
Andy Warhol in Men in Black 3.
Yep, that's the one. Right, he's going to be playing Richie Tozier. That's the lad from Stranger Things' his character.
Okay, well, at least they got a good actor to replace the child actor that couldn't act.
Well, yeah, this is true. However, when I first saw that casting, I thought, surely that is just literally trying to... Why do you need big names for it? You don't, not at all.
No, of course you don't, but everything has to have big names now. That's why there's no new decent actors on a regular basis.
However, if you go and look at the kids next to their adult counterparts, in actual fact, it's really good casting. They look surprisingly similar.
Yeah. Maybe it is good casting in this instance, but yeah, they still would have to find certain actors that look right, that are big names, because that's the way Hollywood works now.
Yeah. Not that it matters to you.
No.
You probably won't go and see it, will you?
No, I won't go and see it. I thought the first one was so abysmal that there's no chance I'm going to spend time on the second.
I'm looking forward to the director's cut.
I don't care about that either.
Comes out in the autumn, I do believe, this year.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. And then episode 2 will be out next summer, I think, if I remember rightly. But I may be wrong. Anyway.
Never mind.
Casting news. That kind of went down a drain, didn't it?
Yeah.
they all float down there. Do you enjoy that? The
dad jokes? No.
Do you like it? That there are like 2 M.A.S.K movies kicking around out there, and you can go. Somebody says, "Oh, do you like the M.A.S.K?" And you can go, "Somebody stop me dying of Lionitis."
Right.
Cranial Lionitis, I should say.
There's quite a few M.A.S.K films called M.A.S.K or The M.A.S.K.
There's 2 that I can think of, but still. All of that aside,
there's a new film called The M.A.S.K coming out, is there?
Gary Gray is working on a M.A.S.K movie.
Right.
As in Mobile Armoured Strike Command.
Yeah. It's been done by the same people that did G.I. Joe, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine.
Oh, dear.
Yes. So it's going to be like a G.I. Joe crossover universe, I think. But I've got to wonder, and I'm sure we've said this on the podcast before, the premise of M.A.S.K is that you've got a bunch of people that have vehicles that turn from one vehicle into another vehicle to give it extra abilities.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have this massive, great helmet that goes over your head and gives you, again, more abilities.
Yeah, sonic blast or telepathy or whatever. Yeah.
Telekinesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of these things. However,
Badger power.
We live in an age where the M.A.S.K is definitely defunct. You don't need a hacking great big.
No, they'll change
it
to smaller. Like there'll be racing helmets that give them abilities, so they'll still have a function and make sense for them to wear a helmet, but it will be different. Or they'll do the Iron Man thing. If they've got a little thing on the side of their head, they press and the helmet just builds out of nothing over their head.
Like Stargate.
Yeah.
But hopefully better special effects.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those. Trust me, it's one of those
but...
things. You leave it as a memory because you may remember it being awesome, but it's terrible.
Yeah. I went back and watched some of the old M.A.S.K cartoons a little while ago, and they're just written. They're not even like Thundercats and He-Man were made to sell toys. Those cartoons, and as old as they are and as ropey as they can be when you watch them, they're still enjoyable. M.A.S.K, not enjoyable.
No.
It literally either makes no sense or makes some element of sense and then is ruined by something just so boring it's not worth spending the time on it. They're so slow as well compared to Thundercats or He-Man or Visionaries.
I loved it when I was a kid.
So did I, and I watched a couple of the first few episodes recently, and it's so bad. Yeah, it's a shame.
Well, F. Gary Gray has got his directing mitts on it, and he's the guy that did Fate of the Furious, Straight Outta Compton. Both of those are very good.
Yeah,
apparently I've not seen the Fast and the Furious, but Straight Outta Compton was awesome. And Law Abiding Citizen. Also got good, very, very good reviews.
It might be that someone like him can take it a direction and modernise the idea and the concept to make it work.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the whole Captain Planet idea. If you can take an old cartoon like that and modernise it and make it relevant to people now in a way that still keeps the essence of what it was originally about, then brilliant. But
as long as you keep Michael Bay well away from it, please.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much. While we're talking about Masters of the Universe, because you mentioned it in there somewhere, we've got Aaron and Adam Nee, who are the directors that did Band of Brothers.
Yeah, so that's N-I-E, isn't it?
It's N-E-E.
Oh, is it N-E-E?
N-E-E.
Okay, yeah.
Directing Masters of the Universe.
Yeah. Get Dolph Lundgren back, why not?
Wow. Or The Rock. Let's have The Rock.
No.
He's like the only big muscly superstar at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, but there's so many other muscly people that could play the part and do it well. I think, personally, if you look at what's his name in Guardians of the Galaxy? Plays Drax.
Dave Bautista?
Yeah, you look at him without his like makeup on and stuff.
Put a blonde wig on Dave Bautista.
Put a blonde wig on him. Like shave, get him to shave. Put a blonde wig on him.
Camp him up a bit.
Yeah, I think he could pull off. He's got the humour in him as well. He's got a sense of humour. So I imagine he could do Prince Adam and He-Man easily. Or even if he's not He-Man, I think he would be a good. Is it Man of War? The commander.
Man at Arms.
Man at Arms.
Man at Arms or Ram Man, perhaps.
Or Ram Man. Yeah,
would be brilliant.
There you go.
Cool. That'll be the snooze button.
That is the snooze button.
So, apparently, so quick couple of things. Just to wrap up this one. So, apparently, with the Nee brothers being brought on to direct this, we've got a little bit of a thing with, like, non-mainstream duos being hired to direct stuff at the moment, haven't we? That seems to be the thing.
Yeah, good, because some of them are doing better jobs than people like Spielberg.
Yeah, true. So next year we can look forward to the Chuckle Brothers directing Police Academy, maybe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Two of my favourite things mixed together, Chuckle Brothers and the Police Academy. In fact, there were 2 Russians in Police Academy 5, maybe 6.
Mission to Moscow.
Yeah, with the 2 Russian twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they kind of look like the Chuckle Brothers. Like, yeah, I'm always up for more Police Academy. I know they're bad, but they're bad.
It here first.
They're bad in a good way. Do you know what I mean? They're easy to watch Sunday hangover films.
Yeah, fair.
They're not like bad like I don't know, some of the crap that's been at the cinema recently. DC films.
Maybe that's another thing we can put out on Twitter. Which films would you like to see the Chuckle Brothers direct?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. Right. Stranger Things Season 3 has cast Carrie, I don't know how you say his surname, Ools, and Jake Busey.
Jake Busey, is he like the son of Gary Busey?
Yeah, his brother, I think.
Oh, his brother, okay.
Yeah. I used to get told that I looked like him.
I don't know what he looks like, so I'm just looking at you thinking about it, and I'm not. I haven't got any reference.
He's the guy, I do believe, in what's the film about fighting bugs in a war, intergalactic war?
Starship Troopers.
That's the one. He's the guy that gets shot on the training assault course.
Oh, I know who you mean. What? The one that gets shot, or the one that gets the knife in his hand?
Shot, killed during training.
Oh no, I don't remember him.
No,
he was a blur.
Oh well, yeah, he's kind of a back in the day kind of actor.
Oh okay.
He was the bad guy in The Frighteners. I say the bad guy, the entity, the evil ghost,
the entity
in The Frighteners. The frightening one, you know. But yeah, just for you then, Adam, a couple of bits.
Cool.
Just to finish off. Sterling K. Brown, Rachel Bloom, Leslie Jones, they've all joined the Angry Birds 2 movie.
Right.
Yeah, so impressed.
That's mainly words I didn't understand, but that's fine.
Vin Diesel is definitely planning a 4th XXX movie. I don't mean porn, I mean
How has he
X.
got to 4? I didn't even know there was 2.
Yeah, he just released the 3rd one year before last, I think.
Okay.
It was pretty pants, apparently. How to Train Your Dragon 3, it's on the way.
Oh, I haven't seen the first 2, but everyone says they're great films.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
people seem to really like them.
The first one's bloody amazing. The second one's all right, but yeah.
There's been like 4 TV series as well that we have at work that
so
kids rent out. So yeah,
so many
there's loads and loads
like
and
10,
loads.
I think, something like that. So they've got loads of story to use. Not that I think they're particularly sticking to the books, but still. Jason Clarke, who's the guy that played John Connor in the Terminator, the terrible
Genesis.
The terrible Terminator.
Genesis.
That's the one.
Yeah.
The one that sounds like a sexually transmitted disease.
Yeah.
He's going to be cast in the Pet Sematary remake, apparently.
Okay.
I quite like the idea of that, actually. I like Stephen King. I need more Stephen King in my life.
Yeah, I haven't. Pet Sematary's not one that ever crossed my path.
No?
So
you've not seen it?
No.
Oh, wow, it's amazing.
Okay.
It's a good story. Do you want to know what it's about?
A pet cemetery?
Yeah.
Someone's pet's coming back to life?
You put your cat in there and it comes back to life.
Yeah.
And a couple's baby gets run over.
Oh, okay.
See where that's going?
Yeah. Cool.
Because things, when they come back from the pet cemetery, they're not what they used to be.
Ah.
Yeah, and live action Mulan.
What sort of parents leave their child outside near a cemetery for it to get run over?
Well, they live by the cemetery.
Yeah, but how? Even then, how does the baby get out that's bad parenting. They deserve a zombie baby.
Well, there you go. Live action Mulan.
Yeah.
You up for it?
I couldn't give a monkeys about live action Disney. None of them have enticed me so far.
Fair enough. Well,
I appreciate that lots of people are going to like it, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Well, Yiffy Lee, Donnie Yen, Jet Li, Li Gong and Zana Tang have all been cast.
Okay, now I'm interested.
And, of course, they're all white-blooded Americans, so, you can look forward for the backlash. There, can't you? You'd be more on board, would you, if as it's an all-Asian cast?
Well, no, the fact that it's actual Asian cast that I know are very good actors, it makes me a bit more interested.
Fair enough.
If they'd have named a load of Asian actors I've never heard of, then I'd be like, I'm not sure. But if they'd have named random actors from all nationalities, but then if it's live action, you kind of need the right country for that one, don't you?
True. So, no idea when it's coming or anything, but they've started casting, so
cool.
Probably
Tarantino directing?
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
They keep picking random directors for their live-action Disney.
Danny Villeneuve, that's who you need.
Yeah.
Definitely. Right, trailers, we'll just blitz through them ever so quick. These are all on our Facebook page. Go and have a look at them there.
Watch them, enjoy them.
Absolutely.
Make comments.
If you've got a spare half an hour or so and you fancy watching some trailers, you can find all of the week's trailers on our Facebook page. Most weeks, to be fair. The first Equalizer 2 trailer came out.
Cool.
That looks all right. I've not seen the first one.
The first one's great fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's based on a TV series.
Yeah, the old TV show. It's quite a dark story, but it's done with a sort of black humour to it. So, yeah,
right.
It's very good.
Cool. Amy Adams' TV show for HBO called Sharp Objects. There's a trailer for that.
It's about scissors.
And not running with them.
Yeah.
Safe, which is Michael C. Hall's next movie. Is it a movie or is it a TV series? No, it's a TV series from Netflix. He's the guy that played Dexter.
Yeah, I didn't like that programme.
He's playing a British person in this.
Isn't he
I think
actually
he
British?
actually is, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was actually British. Funny feeling he was in something when I was younger over here when he was younger.
Right.
But, yeah.
Well, playing a concerned parent whose child goes missing at a party, apparently.
Oh, another one of those. Because we've only had 7 in the last 2 months on British
There's only
TV.
so many stories, aren't there? So, yeah, that's out there anyway. First trailer for Hotel Artemis, which is basically ripping off the idea of a gangster-centric hotel where people can go and get themselves sorted, like in John Wick.
Isn't it actually... I thought they were making a series of that hotel.
Oh, no, they're doing John Wick, a TV series. But
that's based around the people in the hotel.
Don't know if it's based around the hotel. I think that was our idea.
Oh, right, okay. I thought that was what the information
I'll have to
was
double
out
check,
there.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So Hotel Artemis is kind of a hotel, it's a kind of a hospital hidden within a hotel where gangsters can go and get themselves fixed up and stuff. But somebody turns up and it all goes tits up.
Cool.
Looks very dark. It's got quite a cast. Sophia Botella, Dave Bautista, Jodie Foster, Jeff Goldblum.
I like all of them.
Exactement.
Well, the last 3, I don't know who the first one was.
Right, and Deadpool 2, that had a new trailer.
Yay.
Who's the old guy at the end who's skydiving? That's so amazing. What's his name?
Oh,
It's Peter.
Peter?
Yeah, Peter. You've seen the trailer, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's the guy that doesn't have any powers and stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he's just pulling a monumental kind of skydiving pose as the last shot of the trailer. I honestly fell off my stool laughing. It
Amazing.
Was absolutely... I love this trailer. I'm looking forward to this movie.
Yeah, there's nothing about this movie so far that I've seen that I don't think I'll enjoy.
Tests...
That I won't enjoy even.
Test screenings weren't positive.
No, but I think that's because people are moody, miserable, bitchy, always looking for something to be negative about when
maybe.
it comes to comic stuff with screenings now.
We'll see. High hopes. Well, it's only a few weeks away, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, right, so the darker side of this week's trailers, Hereditary, had a second trailer. It looks creepy as hell. I'm looking forward to this. This is like this generation's Exorcist. Really dark horror.
Yeah. I know the one
looks
you mean.
very, very good. And Revenge, that had a new trailer as well this week.
Is that the one with the girl getting... It's like the ice spit in your grave?
Yeah, that's right. She gets chucked off a cliff and survives.
I saw the first trailer.
bloody as hell.
Other than the fact
action-packed.
of how she gets thrown off the cliff and lands, which is completely impossible she would survive, the rest of the film looks quite well made and quite gory, but like that's just utterly ridiculous, the beginning of the trailer.
Doesn't matter. It's a movie.
There's 8 foot of tree sticking out of her stomach.
Oh, there you go.
That's
I could get out of that.
8 foot.
I could unimpale myself from 8 foot of
yourself
tree.
with 8 foot of tree in the middle of
Fine.
a desert. Yeah, good luck.
And Jurassic World. That had its final trailer as well.
Dear.
You're not looking forward to it?
Not in the slightest.
The last one was great.
I really enjoyed the last one, and there's a lot of people moaning about it, but there were things like comments made by characters in it that explained all of the things people were moaning about, but not in a way that was like a throwaway comment, where they're legitimately part of a conversation between characters. And then this one, it looks like they've unfortunately just gone and done everything that I was happy they didn't do with the last one.
Right. So what, they just Jurassic World 2'd it? Basically.
No, because Lost World was great.
Well,
It was over the top, but it was great. The third one was awful. The third
one is terrible. Which one's the one with the girl that does the bloody vertical bars thing at the end when the raptors are trying to get her?
that's the second one.
It's terrible.
Yeah, no, that bit is, don't get me wrong. But the rest of that film, the whole hunter hunting the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the scientists and people coming over from InGen to try and take dinosaurs back to the park. You get to the bit where there's the fight in the Velociraptor and they go back to the city. Yeah, forget that.
Yeah.
But everything up until that point is great. It's just another Jurassic Park. There's just a lot more people to be eaten by dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's just the third one awful.
I'm more taken by this trailer than I was the previous trailers, to be fair.
But then if everything we've seen in trailers so far is what happens in the first scene of the film, or the first section of the film, then too much happens in the first section of the film. It's way too over the top, and it means that the rest of the film's going to have to do something pretty spectacular to catch up.
It might just do it, Adam.
It might.
It might do.
I probably won't go to cinema for it, though, to be honest. Not this time. I did for the first one.
Yeah,
but
so did I.
Yeah,
I think I've seen it like 5 times, actually.
Yeah, it's
strangely
an
enough.
easy film to watch.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Good date movie.
It
is.
Yeah,
It's all right, yeah. You can have a laugh at the stilettos.
You can cuddle her because you're terrified.
Because you're terrified. yeah, you're right. Anyway,
The stilettos things make sense, though, doesn't it?
Does it? What, running in stilettos?
Yeah.
Why does it make sense?
Well, if you're a woman that's used to wearing stilettos all the time and you run in them anyway, like it makes sense that you're going to run in them. I've run in stilettos.
What, and outrun a T-Rex?
No,
it doesn't
of course,
make any sense.
of course not outrunning a T-Rex. But then she's taken her shoes off at that point, isn't she? She's carrying them in her hands.
No, she's still got them on her feet, isn't she?
No, she took them off in the jungle.
I'm going to have to watch it. No, she's still got them on her feet when she's running away from the T-Rex.
No, after a while she takes them off in the jungle because it's just getting too much.
Trust me. Go and watch it again.
If she's put them back on, that's ridiculous.
There's a close-up of the feet while she's running with the stilettos on. Anyway.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's it, I think, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I've got nothing else important to say.
Good. Well then.
Fuck you.
Let's wrap this up then. If you'd like to go and check out anything else that we do outside of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, please do. You can find loads of links on our Facebook page or down below anywhere where there are, comments and stuff. Like if you're watching this on YouTube.
Yeah, make
for
a comment.
Instance. Yeah. Write to us. snewwiththecrew@gmail.com. Facebook us.
At Facebook.
Snew with the Crew. Send us a tweet at snewwiththecrew.
Yeah.
And we've got a Instagram now as well, which is also snewwiththecrew with underscores.
Awesome.
Follow us on that. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Honourable mentions for Libsyn and Sticher for,
making amazing high heels that can outrun T-Rexes.
Yeah, absolutely. The ones with the springy little springs.
Springy
heels on them,
Your English language tonight is amazing.
I'm tired. I've got a cold. I've got a baby. All of these things combined. It's quite hot. Should we go and record another podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
See you later.
Bye. God damn it.
Springy.
Springy.
Oh.
Springy's a word.